Chip, BrewingTV.com, Eric, MNBeer.com, Dono from DonOsborne.com.
You don't have to do that.
We're going to sample an R&D release from New Glarus. How do you pronounce it, Dono?
You don't pronounce it, it's unpronounceable.
But
it's G-U-E-Z-E.
Gueze.
Gueze.
Dawson and Jake were talking about it in the outro. It's that beer. So we picked this up as Don was reading to us earlier. This was bottled not very long ago, August 6th of this year. And they gave it to us on a, well, they didn't give it to us. We procured it on a day that they considered just about perfect. Which is your glass? These ones?
Just do them up. Yeah.
For the carbonation level, so took it right home and cooled it. I guess it should be at its peak. I'm not sure. Do you know anything about this style, history-wise, that you can?
Yeah, I do, but you might as well pour out the whole thing without.
Okay.
Before you get to the sediment. You know what I mean? If you want to top them off. Gueze is a blend of lambic. It's a blend of usually, well, normally it's like I think 3-year-old lambic and like fresh lambic, but I doubt that this is like 3 years old. It's very clear. Woo! It's
Why do you doubt the 3 years? They got some oak. They got barrels.
Yeah, you can smell it.
I don't know. They
the smell of wood.
It smells good. It smells like really ripe. It's like peaches.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like cherry.
Yeah, that's true. Cherry. Something really potent and really ripe. I want to thank Chip for sharing this because you don't get this every day. But they call this a spontaneously fermented beer, which would be in the lambic tradition. But again, I question the actual.
So I'm a recent convert to wild sour beers.
It smells
It's very wild. It's very buggy.
It smells really good.
almost little sweet tarts in there, kind of.
Yeah, sour cherry. Peaches.
Oh, wow. It is really sour and somewhat. The finish does not linger. It sort of just hits you and it's gone.
But then fades into that wood. It's like
They did talk about the barrels, right? I'm not really getting a lot of the oak just yet, but
It's got a zing, man, right off the top. As soon as it hits your palate.
But it's different than Cantillon and Dre Fontaine and all these other.
See, I'm not familiar enough with those.
Guezes to be able to. Yeah, it's different than that. I suppose I suppose if you were going to be somewhat, I don't want to say condescending, but you would be like, well, this is an American version of the really traditional lambic Gueze type.
Meaning released
process.
too early?
Well, just not as complex, not as traditional, not taking 3-year-old lambic that's been in barrels for 3 years.
I can tell you though, when we tasted it at New Glarus, they didn't suggest aging it too long. They suggested maybe November, December. They were like this winter. So I don't know if that's based on the aging it already had up to then, or if
when you buy a Gueze, the beer has already been aged and then blended with fresh beer and then bottled and sold. I'm not talking about aging this for 3 years. You probably could. Well, this is definitely. I think this is the most out there beer ever to come out of New Glarus, and I drank all of their unplugged.
With some of the other out there beers.
Their sour brown.
See, which I did not enjoy.
Their Enigma. Their.
Why didn't you enjoy sour brown?
Was that the porter? The porter?
No, the
Old English.
No, the Old English porter was sour. Yep, the Old English.
Because
I
bought 3 bottles.
Cranbeak. They did a cranbeak. Cranbic instead of lambic. So they've done these beers. They've tried to tap. I like their sour beers, but this is. I'm just saying this is the most.
The Aroma has the most interesting, it smells like fresh air in the weirdest way. It's sour, but on top of that is this weird, downy, fresh.
Towny, fresh.
Almost like fresh breeze aroma.
Maybe
Febreze.
Febreze.
No, fresh breeze.
Maybe they use
Drew Breeze.
They use some of the sheets for in the
They dry
sheets.
dry
hop
sheet
with
it.
the cuddle bear.
They dry fabric softener it. No, they don't. I bet they don't.
I bet they don't.
But I love
Deb
that
would
smell.
not have that. She would be hating on that. She'd be
That-
like, no, Dan,
Nope.
get that fabric softener out of the bear.
That smell is great though. That just
What else does it smell like? It smells like something that's familiar. I kept thinking some kind of candy, like Spree or...
Like Fun Dip.
Fun Dip. Oh my god.
Or like the sugar from a
That's
sour.
what it is.
Yeah.
From,
I said
what
Sweet
are those
Tart
Sour Patch
right
or
away. I
Sour-
said Sweet
Sour
Tart.
Patch Kids.
That is tasty.
And it also is very dry, too.
It's like sour champagne.
Sour champagne. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean,
But not
you know
champagne
what?
that went sour.
This is
Champagne that you
encouraging
taste.
that if they're putting something like this out, maybe they have motivations to do more of this kind of stuff.
Well, their
I would love it. It'd be
their other
awesome.
R&D that was the golden with Brett.
Yeah, that was Brett.
That was really good.
Yeah. Alright, that's probably good enough, eh?
All right, man. Brewery on a hill.
Alright, New Glarus into his out. St. Paul.
Come on, Vikings.
Taking the shit off.
Take it off.